Good morning, everybody. John Swift here for the John Swift live vlog. Today I'm sitting on a street that's about 2 miles from my house. And this corner is the corner where my mom worked for approximately about 10 to 12 years, something like that. She was a crossing guard. And for you people that are not familiar, because I do have viewers from different countries, so I forget about that. Crossing guard is basically just somebody who would, when school kids would come by, they would safely cross them across the street. I think they used to have, that lady's looking at me like, what is he doing? And maybe these people are too. But for as long as I've been doing this is my 1-year anniversary as far as doing these vlogs. And for as long as I've been doing it, I really haven't mentioned Mom much. Mom passed away in 1994. And I wanted to pay a little homage today to my mom, who used to come to this corner every day, twice a day, to walk kids across the street. And one of the reasons, as I understand it, is because at that time, if you lived closest to a school, you had to go to that school. So we lived closest to Tuttle School, so we used to go to Tuttle until she got a job over here. And then somehow she was able to finagle it that we could go to Alta Vista. I'm not really clear why. I think as the crow flies, Alta Vista School is closer to my home where I lived as a kid at that time than Tuttle was. But for some reason, they draw up those boundaries, and everybody on this side of the boundary had to go. Anyway, so she used to come out here in the morning, and I think she would park right here by this house. It was either this house or that house. She had talked to the people because there's no parking lot near here, so she had to talk to somebody about pulling up in their yard. And I think it was this yard. She'd pull in, and she had her cones stashed, the little cones that said school crossing. She put her cones out that said slow down like 15 miles an hour on each side and come out and sit. And I'm not sure how long she was out here for. It might have been somewhere in the neighborhood of like 2 to 3 hours in the morning and in the afternoons. So when we were little kids, what she used to do is drop us off at school. And then when school got out, she was here at the corner right here. And we would walk from school, which is, I would just say, maybe a half block that way, over that way. Like 2 streets over was Alta Vista Elementary. It's still there. And we would walk to my mom's corner and like hang out with her for a while. And sometimes we'd go sit in the car and turn the car on. And I remember being like in 2nd grade doing that, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. Until at some point, I was either in 5th or 6th, and my mom let us ride our bikes to school, which was maybe somewhere in the range of like 1.5 miles, maybe. We thought that was really cool because we were super independent then. We could go to school by ourselves. My sister was 1.5 years older. She was 2 grades ahead of me. So I don't remember if she was like allowed to ride first and then I was allowed to ride. I'm not really clear on that, but this is the street. So at that time, there was an elementary school on this block. Right across the street was the middle school. So when we graduated from elementary school to middle school, we were actually just across the street. So it was like we didn't have to really go anywhere. So I drove my bike to middle school, as far as I remember. Went to middle school, and then the high school is the next block over. So we had 3 schools. Somehow we lucked out. They built 3 schools. The elementary school, middle school, high school was all next to each other. And then in the old days, they called middle school junior high school. You older people remember that. Back in the old days, it was 1 through 6th grade elementary, and then 7th through 9th was actually the middle school grades, junior high school. So I just wanted to pay a little homage to Mom because I don't really talk about her, not for any particular reason, that it just doesn't seem to come up. So I was running. This is the first time I've probably been walking this neighborhood in quite a while, years and years. And so my mom was a great person, had a great attitude. She was funny, had a lot of friends, very active. Took a lot of trips, liked to travel. She took me and my sister to Georgia and Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia and St. Louis, all these countries. And during the summer, we'd go travel for like a week or two. And she took my sister to Montana for like a week or two, and they went horseback riding, all that stuff, which I was jealous of because I didn't get to go. But then the following year in '85, I got to go to England, which was a pretty big deal, going to England, Scotland. I just wanted to quickly show you this church over here. This church has a very unusual roof on it. You can only see part of it, but it's like this weird, pointy roof. And this church has been here since I was a kid, the early 70s. It's a really unusual church. Sometimes they have I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but they used to have a voter place there. It's the St. Paul Lutheran Church. But anyway, Mom was a really great person. For some reason, I didn't feel like, looking back, I don't feel like I gave her enough credit. I don't know. It's one of those things. It was kind of... I was thinking about on the way here, and I'm trying to think of how to put that. My mom and I weren't like best friends or anything, and I was always like trying to get away from my mom because I think she just irritated me. And that doesn't have anything to do with her being a good person or a nice person, but it's just we just didn't gel together, and I blame that on me. I was always like, no, like I guess when you get to be junior high school age, you don't want to be seen with your mom. So whenever you were like, I don't know, out with your friends, you didn't want to be seen with Mom because you didn't want to be like a little kid and stuff. And that's the progression as you get into high school. You don't want to spend time with your parents. But that's not really a reflection of my mom, except sometimes her voice irritated me. Is it just me, or did your mom's voice irritate you too? I wonder if it's a common thing. I never asked many people about it. I have to ask my friends about that, if their mom's voice just got on their nerves. Because my mom was home a lot more than my dad, and so she was more of she was the disciplinarian a lot of times, and whenever we had to go shopping with Mom, and go to the grocery store with Mom, and go to the movies with Mom, and go to the grocery store, all that stuff. But, looking back, my mom was a really great person. She did a lot for us. She was encouraging, and, probably more than I can remember. A lot of stuff I forget, but I think she encouraged me to be in sports, and encouraged me to be in television too. To want to aspire to be a television photographer and do that kind of stuff, and pretty much anything. But at that time, I probably didn't give her a lot of credit, which, you regret that stuff. But anyway, Mom's been gone for about 22 years. I love her very much, so I just kind of wanted to do that while I was thinking about it. I think about my mom a lot, but I don't think about it when I'm doing vlogs and stuff. So maybe I'll start talking about, occasionally throwing that in, just as just out of respect for my parents. They made me what I am. So this isn't a downer vlog. It was just like a little remembrance there of Mom while I was in the neighborhood. And so we're around in the corner where the high school is. They actually took the junior high school and tore. The junior high school would have been in that direction, or they actually took the high school. Junior high school, they took a lot of the buildings out. They put the high school buildings there. They expanded the high school because they needed more room. And they made, like, this side of the street was the high school, and this side of the street is now the high school. And they retired, like, one of the old buildings that's to the high school. But you can kind of see, I'm looking for the sign. Oh, there you go. So it says Home of the Sailors right there. And it actually says, I think it says class of 2005 there on that sign. Maybe they raised money or something to put up a sign. It's kind of really funny. This corner, as far as I know, belongs to the high school, but there's just trees and stuff on it. The high school is like past those trees over there. I don't know. Maybe I'll just take a quick jog down the street, and we'll look at the high school real quick. But at some point, I probably should have done this vlog on Mother's Day. Go figure. My planning, I don't plan anything, so it's usually spontaneous. So they are doing some construction, I guess. It's kind of funny that it's about 2 weeks to the end of summer. It's just a school year, and they're doing this construction when they could have probably waited to do it in summertime when there's no students here. But anyway, this is kind of like the administration building, and you can see it says Sarasota High School Sailors. This is the road that actually goes into where the parking is. For some reason, this area, I don't know why, is very, like, Sarasota is a very flat place, but this driveway goes down quite a bit, maybe 20 or 30 feet down, and the parking lot is low, and then the school's built up on a hill. I don't know why that is. It's just kind of a natural thing, but the rest of Sarasota is very flat. The roads are level. There's not much deviation in how high the roads go. But anyway, so I just wanted to keep this short and sweet today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next vlog. We'll see you. Have a great day.